Hello, and welcome, to more, basketball news, right? So, occasionally I'm just gonna, tune in, basketball, here and there, just for fun. But finally, basketball is just, becoming, safe, and finally, basketball is becoming, probably, real, like once again, right? Yeah, why not, by just being a casual fan or just some casual people in general. I mean, being Thunder got eliminated, it's a surprise, but to the real NBA fans, I mean, this is not a surprise, right? So, I picked the OKC, to win the championship again because they're this good. But then, I just forgot, but Spurs is the real dark horse of the NBA, of the team coming out of the West, right? So, I mean, you just can never count out, like really young teams and stuff, right? I guess if a team wins one championship, it is a fluke. It's just like one trick pony, right? 2023, Denver wins it all. 24, Boston, they just win with, tons of injuries. And 2025, if Tyrese Halliburton did not get injured, the OKC would have never won a championship. So SGA, has been really terrible versus, the Spurs. I did watch the OKC versus Spurs, right? I mean, it was just like blowouts, but then, game 7, it just came down to the wire, like back and forth. The Oklahoma City, Chet Holmgren and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they were terrible that series, right? Yeah, no, they didn't play well in game 7. So, I mean, Victor Wembanyama, the really, tall guy, man, the extremely tall guy, that player, like, once in gen, the Spurs, this new Spurs team has only been in playoff just once, and they already make it to the final, right? This explains, like, how much of a joke the NBA is. I mean, usually the first team, they get out, like, within, like 2 rounds, right? But this team made to the finals, right? So, for the OKC, after, sweeping, like, a couple of, opponent, and then they just lost it in game 7. So they went to game 7, like, 3 times, in their career, right? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So there's really not much to say there, right? So, I mean, the Spurs was just, a bad team. I remember in the regular season, the Spurs were the one that beat the OKC, like, back to back. And I knew that, the Spurs, would send this team to game 7. I just knew it, but I just didn't know who's going to win it, right? So, good thing I didn't bet against, the Spurs, right? The NBA is scripted, and it is, rigged, right? And it is crazy, right? This is why people don't like these type of sport, right? Just show you how rigged it is and how, so scripted it is. And history just keep repeating itself again and again. And this is why it can't be boring, right? The East has been pure boring, Knicks just sweeping teams, right? I knew that the playoff is going to get boring at the same time, but if you see, like, so many series, like gates, like, sweep, like, this quick, then that means, like, the NBA is just so unwatchable, right? Especially, watching all this flopping out stuff. People could not stand the Thunder because they flop a lot, right? So, the Cavalier, I never trust James Harden. Never did. I know the East is much easier than the West, but, the Cavaliers got swept, No surprise there, I knew the Cavs has no chance, but are they going to steal the game or not? But, see, that's something I didn't know, right? But I'm not delusional, and I'm realistic always, right? I'm not a delusional person because that's how I know the Knicks are going to get to the finals. That's how I know, right? I never trusted the Cavs. I never trusted Donovan Mitchell's, leadership or James Harden. James Harden, you're just making the team, drastically worse, right? Again, Harden not making it to the finals. Again. He's a joke. And people don't respect him, right? And I don't respect James Harden. He just doesn't care about winning, so Cavs really doesn't deserve it. Why do I want to talk about the Cavs again, right? So it's the Knicks versus, the Spurs in the finals, since 1999. The Knicks have not done anything in the East, for a very, very long time, right? And they made to the final, since I was just around 1 year old, right? So you can tell like how goddamn of a drought, you know, like Knicks are just hungry to win a championship, right? So don't know when the last time we won a championship, but it's been like many years, right? And it's so funny that they're facing it against the damn Spurs again, right? It's so funny. I'm like, yeah, you know, like the team that just beat you like 4-1, you know, like nearly 30 years. That's not 30 years. I'm not even 30 yet. Like, how can it be 30 years? I feel like 2026 is like 1999 again. I'm like, yeah, the 1990 vibe is back, man. It's back because it's the Knicks versus the Spurs, right? And that can be another boring series. If it's a sweep, then it's gotta be a boring series again. I won't be surprised, right? Yeah, the Knicks are not gonna go undefeated. They're not, man. They're gonna have a really tough time beating the Spurs, right? I mean, if Victor goes down, then it's just gonna be a battle, you know, between, you know, Jalen Brunson and Victor Wembanyama's team. But I hope no injuries happen. For God's sake, man. For God bin, right? So, yeah. I knew that no team has no chance of beating Thunder except for the Spurs, right? The Rockets, they may have a chance, but that team is just so dumb, you know? They have all sorts of, I mean, they were missing, you know, players here and there, you know, and they got Kevin Durant. I'm like, this team is just messed up, the Rockets team. So, yeah, I mean, there was actually, you know, two teams that can really just knock out the Thunders, right? The Thunders are not unbeatable, right? I thought they're dynasty, but the Spurs are actually the real dynasty. Like, I actually wanted, you know, the OKC Thunder, you know, to beat the Spurs because this is their last chance of winning championship. Because if the Spurs gets better, you know, from that young core, if you lose to a first team, you know, without experience, then you're in big trouble. So, yeah, okay, the entire NBA is just in trouble, in jeopardy, right? Yeah, that Spurs teams are not going to get any easier, right? They're only going to get better, right? I'm like, as long as Victor Wembanyama just put in the work, right? But he has to put in the work, you know. Just because you win it your first year, that doesn't mean, you know, you can you know, win it again next year, right? Nothing is a guarantee. You have to put in work. You have to keep yourself healthy and all that stuff. So it's just my reaction, you know. So, yeah, I'm picking the Spurs to win it all, man. Right? The Knicks probably have no chance because we all know the East has been a joke for so long, right? It'll be again, you know, like Knicks fell short and boom, they're not getting the trophy. Knicks winning championship, you know how the city's gonna be flooded with parades and oh my God, the entire, you know, like the entire city is gonna get flooded with police, man. Insecurities. God, they have to work overtime. Like, yeah, it's gonna be such a chaos, man. You want to get out of New York City, right? That's just how bad it is, you know. If Knicks win championship, but I highly doubt it's not gonna happen, right? Only because of injury. Knicks can only beat the Spurs if they're injured, right? Or if Spurs gets really overconfident, right? But I think they're so hungry, they're not going to put their foot off the gas. I don't think that's going to happen, right? I mean, why would they waste all the effort just walk into the final and then get beaten by the Knicks? I mean, if the Knicks beat the Spurs, then yeah, that's their revenge from 1999. That's all I could say, right? But I hope it's a good series, though. I hope Knicks can win some games. I believe they can win some games, right? I never trust him. I mean, they've been inconsistent also. But Jalen Brunson, you know, he's actually gone better than last year, as you can see, right? So, yeah, but if the view proof that what I'm saying about Jalen Brunson is wrong, then it is what it is, right? That means he faced all the opponent he faced, they're all like bums, right? It's just that simple, right? Yeah, I mean, they really beat nobody. I mean, you just have to look. But then, you know, like, yeah, like, they got way better leadership. I mean, this is why, yo, they just keep sweeping teams, right? I mean, honestly, they should have swept the Atlanta Hawks, right? I don't know what's going on there, how they get that guy same team. But they could easily been 12-0, easily. So, yeah, and they even blew up the Hawks, you know, in the very last, Game 6, right? I'm like, no team has no chance of being the Knicks. I guess they're just a playoff build, right? Yeah, yeah, Knicks just fired a head coach last year, you know. Yeah, they look like they did got better, right? If they can win a game versus Spurs, then yeah, they probably did got better, right? They're also, new. It's just another like Pacers versus the Thunders again, right? So yeah, just new teams in the final, right? If the Spurs can win the next year championship, then that means this championship cannot be a fluke, right? I thought the Thunders one was legit, but it was a fluke. I say the entire decade is until like 2026 coming, and the real, team, just show up. The real dynasty is here. It's the Spurs, right? But yeah, I'm never gonna sleep on OKC. But they can change, like where, like they can do some here and there, just to beat the Spurs in the future. But I'll talk about that later, Just want to end off here, and nothing much to say, Congrats to the Spurs, So yeah, just going there in just like 1 year, and Victor Wembanyama possibly winning a ring at the age of 22 in his very early 20s. So yeah, he's 24, no 23. Guys, yeah, he gotta be 22. So yep.